Yeah, and actually, Britt, that's a beautiful segue into what I wanted to talk about next because we've talked about the MVP last week. We talked about quarterback MVPs and who we thought could win the MVP, but we were only picking QBs. So this week, let's do it the opposite. Let's talk about non QBs. Obviously these guys can be long shots a lot of the time, right? Because the MVP, the Heisman Trophy, it seems like it's turning into a quarterback's award. But if
Right.
we were going to do non QBs, give me your top three favorites, non QBs to win the MVP. Britt, you want to go first on this one?
Man, you making this hard. This was actually very hard for me to
It
do,
was
guys.
hard. It was
Because
hard.
I was sitting
Not
here
a
like,
lot of
I don't
great
know who to.
choices.
It's not just like I don't know where to go to, which position to do. What am I supposed to do? But this is what I settled on. Number 3, I had to go with Michael Parsons.
Okay.
I think Michael Parsons is a huge difference maker for that Cowboys defense. Like he came on that team last year as a rookie, and that team the defense just lit up some way somehow. Because prior to that, what were everybody saying about the Cowboys defense? They have no defense. Their defense changed because of one player. One player. Everybody else is basically still the same, but mainly one player. They added Michael Parsons, and he's a huge. They added a couple other pieces here and there, but nothing compared to Michael Parsons. And I think he also has 13 sacks. So I'm gonna throw that in there too, because he's trying to get to above. Trying to break LT's record, I believe. Number 2, I'm gonna go with Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill. I think he has 1379 to be exact in
Yep.
receiving yards. So he leads the league. He's been a huge different maker for Tua. Prior to him being on that, we weren't too sure about this Dolphins offense. We were asking a lot of questions. Tyreek Hill comes on. He had a lot of confidence in Tua. Nobody else did when he did.
Right.
And this offense is just something amazing. They're explosive. No one can cover Tyreek Hill. Even during the 49ers game, it was a couple big time plays that Tua had to make it close. Tyreek Hill was the one he went to, and he answered the call. Number 1, this might be a little different because I went with the other pass rusher. I had to go with Nick Bosa.
Okay.
I think he leads the league in sacks right now. What they did against this explosive Miami offense, I'm still in awe about. Plus, their offense lost their starting quarterback. Like to me, I don't know if anybody else thinks this is the most impressive win in my mind of the weekend, of this past weekend. I'm still in awe about it. That tells you how dangerous this defense is, but how explosive and how athletic Nick Bosa is. Because Nick Bosa, to me, was also the difference maker for the 49ers defense. Although there's a lot of talent on that 49ers defense. Don't get me wrong, guys. A lot of talent. But Nick Bosa is, to me, that MVP. Because if he's not on that team, it might be a little bit of a different defense.
Okay, good stuff, Britt. I'm not mad at that at all.
Definitely not mad.
I've got Micah Parsons too. I've got him at he's on my list, but let me start with number 3. I got a bit of a wild card here at number 3. I'm going Christian McCaffrey. And I know that might not seem great right now, but I'm projecting this out over the next few weeks because obviously with Jimmy G going down, I think McCaffrey is going to have to be that guy to really be the difference for the 49ers. I think they're going to have to find different ways, creative ways to continue to give him the ball. Obviously, they've got a lot of weapons, but for a young, inexperienced quarterback, finding comfort in a back that you can make easy throws to and things like that, I think that's going to be huge for the 49ers. So I got McCaffrey at 3. Britt, I got Micah Parsons at 2 for everything you said. Even though there might be guys like Bosa who get after the quarterback more, I just feel like Parsons is just so disruptive. And even when he's not making plays, he's setting things up for others to make plays. So I got Parsons at 2. My number 1 guy, you guys might think I'm crazy for this. Maybe I didn't look at this carefully enough, but I got Justin Jefferson. I just feel like this guy has been unstoppable. I feel like he's been unguardable. So I got Justin Jefferson as my number 1 non-quarterback MVP. So I got McCaffrey, Parsons, and Jefferson. Go ahead, Britt.
Jay, I thought about putting Jefferson on my list. You know what held me back was the game he played against the Cowboys and the game he played against the Eagles, where he got nothing. That's the only reason that held me back from putting Jefferson on this list. That was it.
Yeah. Okay, well,
I was close.
What you got?
Yeah, to my boy's defense, though, Britt. I mean, he can't throw the ball to himself. So if he don't have time and Kirk Cousins can't get him the ball, then they can't put that on him. But I get what you're saying, though. But I threw Michael Parsons, in the mix. I also threw Nick Bosa in the mix. I think Nick Bosa I think he's more disruptive than Michael Parsons, to be honest with you. But that's me sounding biased. But I'm going with my top 3 here. Number 3. I went with Saquon Barkley, man. I went with Saquon Barkley because the fact of the matter is, he's 4th in the league in rushing. I think the biggest thing is he's healthy, man. And then we've seen this. If he can stay healthy, man, he is a huge weapon. He's got the Giants where no one thought the Giants would be. Even Giants fans did not predict that they're them being right now. They're in 6th place in the playoffs. If the playoffs were to end the day, they'd be right there in the mix. I think what he's done for that team is he's that engine that makes that offense go. I'm not saying it's a great offense, but he's got them in a position to make the playoffs right now. Number 2, I went with Tyreek Hill as well. I went Tyreek Hill. I think everything that he's done, man, just what he did with that 49ers defense. And again, like I said, that's, the secondary is there's Achilles heel of the 49ers defense, but he still put up 100+ yards. And I think he had 10 catches, 9 or 10 catches for like 100+, and then that big touchdown late in the second half. So I went with him. Number 1, I went with Justin Jefferson. Jefferson.
I'm not crazy then.
No, absolutely not. I went with Justin Jefferson because I think this guy can make some catches, man. He's got him there right now. He's 3rd in the league in receiving, 88 yards, 2nd in yards. He only has 6 touchdowns, but again, when you have people who double him, he's going to be hard to stop. He's going to be, easier to contain, but hard to stop. In that sense. So, with all that being said, I like Justin Jefferson again. Justin Jefferson 1, Tyreek Hill 2, and Saquon Barkley 3.